is it unusual for someone to come up within 2 feet of you and ask you for directions?
Sometimes people will come up to me and ask me directions, and I'll even take a step back because they come into your personal space.
But they may come up to within 2 feet of you, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Now, you were asked a number of questions relating to feelings of safety. What equipment do you carry with you?
My radio and my telephone.
And tell me how you use the radio.
I use it to contact the dispatcher at the police department.
Is it like essentially a walkie-talkie?
Yes.
So just like the defendants have those type of communication walkie-talkies, so do you.
Mm-hmm. And that's what I used the day that they were in that fight. I used the walkie-talkie.
Now, can you only contact dispatcher, or can you contact individual officers?
You can ask for the individual officer.
Is it fair to say that you're plugged into a frequency so that your communication is heard by other officers as well, or not?
Yes.
Now, is it fair to say that typically there are officers patrolling downtown Keene?
Yes.
And how many?
Well, through the course of the day, they drive.
And do you have something in your mouth?
Yes, I do. I have a cough drop.
Okay. You just, not while you're testifying. You just put that in the tissue. Thank you. Please continue.
They throughout the day they drive through, and then there's usually a foot patrol at different times of the day, and you can hear on your radio who is going down to foot patrol.
We've had several maps submitted as exhibits in downtown Keene. I take it the area that is it fair to say the area you patrol is, or not patrol, but the area where when you do your duty is a fairly small area geographically?
Yeah, it is, but it's spread out. I mean, there's other parts of it that are on side streets and back parking lots. And
Is
stuff.
it more than a mile from one end to the other?
I believe it
2 miles?
would be
More than 2 miles?
probably 2 miles at the most, or from one. I really don't know.
And there's always going to be a fairly significant Keene Police Department presence, correct?
Yes.
And any time a situation that occurs that is potentially threatening to your safety, you can always use your walkie-talkie to contact the police department, correct?
Correct.
Now, I believe that you've testified to 2 occasions in which you contacted the Keene Police Department. One of them involved it with somebody assaulting Mr. Cleveland, is that correct?
Correct.
And one of them involving this other scenario where...
Oh, no, I didn't contact the police department when he got assaulted because I asked him if he was okay and he said yes.
So how many times have you contacted the Keene Police Department while on patrol regarding the defendants?
I contacted them when there was the fight in Wells Garage. I contacted them when James Cleveland blocked my way and wouldn't let me pass.
Any other times?
And they've contacted me more than
No, any other times have you contacted them?
There was another time when Garrett was walking with me, and they had a friend that introduced himself as a friend from Wisconsin, I guess, or something like that, and he had a gun on his side, and I didn't know who the person was or his mental capacity or anything, and I did radio the police at that time.
Any other times?
Not that I can recall.
So now the fight was not something that was initiated by any defendants, correct?
Not really, no.
And then there was one instance where you felt that Mr. Cleveland was walking, correct?
Yes.
And then there was the one instance where so that another unidentified individual was carrying a weapon.
Yes.
And those are the only 3 times when you have contacted the Keene Police Department because of concerns about your safety, is that
I
correct?
believe so.
Now, you testified that Mr. Colson grabbed your arm at some point when you were trying to remove a card from a windshield, I think. Now, it's removing, and I think the card we're talking about is a card that says Robin Hood or something of that nature. Is removing cards from windshield wipers part of your job duties?
No,
Why do you do that?
I just had enough that day of them harassing me, and I figured I'd turn around and harass them for a little while.
Fair enough. I take it that you haven't done that since then?
No,
And I take it that that engagement between you and Mr. Colson was resolved peacefully when he withdrew his bond and told you?
yes,
And you didn't call the police department in that situation?
I did not. I did file a report later on, but I didn't call them at that moment.
Now, you also described a scenario where I think you and Mr. Cleveland followed you a parking lot and accused you of being a thief, is that correct?
I don't know exactly where it was. This is something that him and when Ian Bernard was around, he'd say the same thing. I mean, it's just repetitive stuff that they would say.
But I think the particular context in which you gave the testimony was that you then talked to a police officer about that.
I'm not recalling, the one when he was yelling at me?
Yeah, what I believe your testimony was, it started that Mr. Cleveland was unhappy because you were ticketing cars at a funeral.
Well, he told me they were at a funeral, and I
Well,
had no way of
anyway.
knowing that, yes,
And then you went towards the parking lot, he followed you,
yes.
called you a thief, and then you contacted the police.
I didn't contact on my radio. I went to the police
Right.
department because I was going for lunch, and I talked to them while I was there.
I understand, it wasn't a, again, at some point later you had a conversation with the police officer about this.
Correct.
Who was the police officer you talked to?
You know, I don't recall. I don't recall which one it was that I spoke with.
And, you remember where the conversation was?
I just told him that was shouting at me and that I had enough, and I just couldn't take it anymore with that type of behavior. And he said, the next time, hold your microphone open so that you can hear what he's saying.
Have you ever done that?
I did it the day of the fight.
So somewhere you have a recording of what was said,
I guess they do, yeah, the dispatcher would probably.
so you gave that to the city.
But yeah, it's just the noise and the commotion and the yelling and the hollering from the teenagers and the,
Has there been any other time that you've used your microphone?
I mean, I've used it to, if I've had citizens come up to me and need a police officer, and I've called.
Now, just understand, you said earlier that you're walkie-talkie, are you also equipped with a video camera?
No,
Where's the microphone coming?
that's the radio has the microphone.
Radio has a
I have
microphone.
it, I wear
So
it
you
on the
can
shoulder.
record on there as well
A
as.
little bit talking over each other. You just let just, if you both try harder, you just let the question be finished before you answer, and you can let the answer finish before you pose the next question. Please proceed.
I'm sorry, Ron. So the microphone, am I correct in understanding, is part of your walkie-talkie?
Correct,
But it does give you the capacity to record.
no,
You can't record.
no. I assume dispatch records everything that goes over the radio, but I don't record it.
So aside from that one incident in the parking garage, have you had any other occasion to use your microphone because you thought things that were being said were inappropriate?
No,
And you said that you were being, I think at one point, you said in your direct examination, you were being chased.
when I was first being followed, I would run across the street, usually in the direction of wherever my vehicle was, and I would run, and they would run and follow me. They would chase me.
But well, you were running and you were trying to keep up, is that a fair statement?
Yes,
And there was some statement about using crosswalk or not using crosswalk. Is it my assumption, do I correctly assume that when you're on duty, you use crosswalks?
to go across the crosswalk, yes.
I mean, you wouldn't go across the road without using crosswalk.
I have. At times to get away from them, I've checked the traffic, made sure I had a clear path, and I have run across the street without using the crosswalk.
Now, you've testified that other people in addition to the 6 defendants have also engaged in Robin Hood activity.
Yes,
How many other people?
that's numerous,
There's numerous.
but of people that I'm not familiar with, so
Well, give me a number. If you can, I only guess, can you estimate?
that have actually done Robin Hooding, maybe 5 or 6. And then on different days, there's people I've never seen before that still come down and do Robin Hooding, and I know that they're Robin Hooders because they have the cards, and they leave them on cars.
So, is it fair to say then, even if the named defendants were enjoined from doing something or other, there'd still be a number of other people who would potentially be able to engage in the same activity?
They could, but those particular individuals don't usually follow us. They just go down and fill the meters down away from us.
Now, you also cited, you were asked whether you were ever followed and you were not, to a building. And you described Mr. Cleveland going to the post office, is that correct?
Yes.
But do I correctly understand he's going to the post office to get stamps?
He went in and he followed me in the building, and then he went over to the stamp machine, I guess. I'm assuming that's what he was doing. He was over at that machine, so I'm assuming he was buying stamps.
So isn't it at least possible that he went to the post office for reasons unrelated to you?
Well, he probably did, but the fact was he was following me and
He was
decided
behind you, correct?
he was following me in his vehicle. He had been following me all around the city that day. And I pulled into the post office and he followed me.
Now, were you on duty that day or not?
Yes,
And you would use your vehicle to go to one parking area to another, correct?
sometimes I do, not all the time.
On that day, that's what you're using your vehicle for?
Yes, I believe I was collecting what we call the red boxes, and I was using the vehicle to go around all the red boxes to collect the tickets, paid tickets.
I'd like to have the opportunity to look at the logs and catch the
We'll take our lunch break now, and we'll reconvene at 1:15. If I could just see council at the bench first before we, but you can sit down now, thank you. We'll reconvene at 1:15. If I could just see council briefly, really just to talk about the schedule.
1:15.